Good morning, students of class 6. Today we will be doing a new chapter in civics, that is Panchayati Raj. Now, here while starting the chapter about Panchayati Raj, let me tell you something that this village panchayat, it is a local self government and to look after the villages. Okay, now it is impossible for the central government or state government to see every corners of the state, okay, or country. Now, so these local governments were there to look after the people of that particular area. So the village panchayat looks after the needs of the people, okay, their proper health, sanitation, everything, education, everything they look after. Okay, so now we will read in details about the gram panchayat. Okay, so let us see it. Now see here, the gram panchayat, gram sabha, gram panchayat, naya panchayat, they are the parts of the panchayat. Okay, now gram sabha consists of men and women in a village who are 18 years of age and above. They meet at least twice a year and elect gram panchayat. Then gram sabha evaluates the work and they looks after the accounts of income and expenditure of the gram panchayat. They also checks the power of gram panchayat, and it has the power to remove any of its members if his or her work is unsatisfactory. Okay, so these are the works of gram sabha. Okay, now we are coming to gram panchayat. Now gram panchayat members are elected for 5 years. There are reservations for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, seeing the population in that area. Now in that area, what is the population? Seeing the population, they reserve seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. 50% of the total number of seats are reserved for women, and leaders of gram panchayat consists of leaders of gram panchayat is known as sarpanch or pradhan. He is elected by gram sabha members. Okay, so this is the criteria. Now this leader of the gram panchayat is known as sarpanch or pradhan. Okay, and he is elected by whom? By gram sabha members. And 1/3 of the total number of offices of the sarpanch were reserved for women. Okay, so there was also 1/3 of the total number of offices of the sarpanch were reserved for women. Women seats were also there. Now we will be coming to the functions. Now what are the functions? Functions are that clean water, they will look after the village, should have clean water and sanitation system. Then maintaining wells, tanks and pumps, there should be maintenance of wells, tanks and pumps. Collecting of taxes should be there, it is also their responsibility, okay, of the gram panchayat. Then healthcare centers and healthcare facilities should be there in the village, okay, and controlling and maintaining roads, constructing and maintaining roads, streets, lights, etc. So this is also the function of gram panchayat, that the gram panchayat we should see that the roads should be properly maintained or not, the road construction is good or not, streets should have light properly, there are proper lighting in the streets are there or not. So all these are the functions of the gram panchayat. Okay, next we will see the next point, that is records of birth, death in the village. So birth and death of the village, the gram panchayat makes a record. Okay, how many are born in the village, how many numbers there are death numbers, how many death numbers are there in the village, all are seen by the Gram Panchayat. Educational facilities were also there, constructing and maintaining schools, buildings were also there function. Then looking after about buying and selling of village properties. Now Gram Panchayat also looks after the buying and selling of village properties. Who is buying village property, who wants to sell the village property, all these are the functions of Gram Panchayat. Now what is the source of income? The source of income is that grants from the state government are there in the form of taxes imposed on houses, shops, farms in the village, income from sale of cattle and property. All this, from this source they get their income. And Panchayat secretary is there. He is the government employee and he maintains the records of the work done by the organizations. Okay. Next we are coming to Naya Panchayat. Okay. So Naya Panchayat, like a mini court, it is elected by the Gram Panchayat. Okay, so Naya Panchayat is like a mini court, okay, small court, and it is elected by the Gram Panchayat. Now what is their function of Naya Panchayat? It resolves minor disputes of the village. Okay, when there are some disputes in the village, some problems, they try to solve it. Provides speedy justice. Okay, cannot send a person to prison but can impose fines. So the decision of the Naya Panchayat, they give the decision very fast. Okay, the justice they gives in a very fast process, and the thing is that they have not got any right to send a person to prison. Okay, but they can impose fines. Okay, then person not satisfied with the judgment can appeal to the higher court. Now those who are not satisfied with the judgment of the Naya Panchayat can appeal to the higher court if necessary. Then comes Block Samiti. Now Block Samiti is what? It is a link between the Gram Panchayat and the district administration. Okay, members of the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, the Legislative Council and the Legislative Assembly form the block. Okay, from the block becomes the members of the Block Samiti. So you can see here that it is a link between the Gram Panchayat and the district administrator. So the link that is formed between Gram Panchayat and district administrator is called Block Samiti. And who are the members? The members of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Legislative Council, Legislative Assembly from the block becomes the members of the Block Samiti. Okay, so this is the composition of Block Samiti. Next we will be coming to the members. They are elected. Members elect a chairperson or pramukh. Okay, the chairperson is also known as pramukh. So vice chairperson or the up pramukh. So the members over here, they elect a chairperson or pramukh and a vice person or up pramukh. Okay. State government then appoints the block development officer and then he takes care of the administration. Okay. Now we are coming to Block Samiti's function. The Block Samiti supervises the work of the Gram Panchayats within the block, undertakes social welfare schemes, then relief work in case of droughts and natural disasters were seen by the Block Samiti. Primary education problems, if there is any education problem in the primary level, that is seen by the Block Samiti. It earns income. How it gets money? it earns income from state government grants. Okay, how, from where these grants are given? From the taxes on property, cattle exhibitions. Okay, in the village there are cattle exhibitions also there. Then fairs are there, and also from taxes on water and electricity they get the income. Okay, so you can understand the functions of the block committee, the members, how they are, the composition of block committee, how they are elected and all. Next we are coming to the Zila Parishad. Now Zila Parishad, it is a topmost level of Panchayati Raj at district level. Okay, that is called Zila Parishad. It acts as a link. It acts as a link between local and state government. So Zila Parishad is a link between local and state government. Okay, here members elected from the district on the basis of adult franchise. Okay, that means you have already read adult franchise. It's a right to vote. Okay, by giving vote, members are elected. Okay, so members elected from the district on the basis of adult franchise for 5-year term. Pramukhs of all block committees of the district becomes the members of the Zila Parishad. Okay, so Pramukh, I think you have, I've just told you, chairperson. So Pramukh of all the block committees of the district becomes the members of Zila Parishad. Okay, then seats reserved. There are also seats reserved for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and backward classes also, and women. So these are the reserved seats. Also they can participate as members. Okay, then members elect president and vice president among themselves. So these members who are elected, they can elect president and vice president among themselves. Next comes district collector. Okay, who is an IAS officer. He heads the administration of Zila Parishad. So district collector, who is an IAS officer, he is the head of the administration of the Zila Parishad. Okay, and the main source of income is what? Grants from the state government, and collects rents from the shops and houses it owns. So whenever a shop is made, okay, then he has to give some rents, because he is allowed to make shop in that area. Okay, and the house, if a person makes house, then that person has to give some rent as a tax, okay, to government, because the land is granted to him to construct the house. So these are the source of income, okay, of Zila Parishad. Next, functions of Zila Parishad. What are the functions of Zila Parishad? Advises and helps Gram Panchayat and block committees. So this is one function. It advises and helps the Gram Panchayat and block committees. Informs the state government about the work being done by them. He informs all the works that he has done to the state government. Okay, the works in the village that has been done, state government will get the information how the works are carried on in the village through Zila Parishad. Looks after the development of cottage and small scale industries. So Zila Parishad looks after the small industries that are in the village, okay, small scale industries and cottage industries. Opening of cooperative societies in the district. Cooperative societies are the societies, small group of societies that lends money, okay, during if a farmer needs money, okay, for cultivation. So these cooperative societies give them loans to the farmers. Okay, so these cooperative societies are there that looks after, Zila Parishad looks after it. Imparts new techniques and training to farmers. It also maintains primary health centers and hospitals in villages. Conducts vaccination programs. Okay, vaccines that we give if any types of epidemics come, diseases come. Just now we are having corona, so for corona government is looking for the vaccine. So these are the departments of Zila Parishad in the village. Okay. Now it sets up schools in villages, conducts adult literacy programs. Okay. Then implementation of project under 5-year plans. So these are the functions. It sets up the schools in the villages and the adult literacy programs in the village area. The adults, those who have not got the basic education, they should also be given the basic education. So these things are looked after by the Zila Parishad, and he also the members of the Zila Parishad also implements different projects, okay, under 5-year plans. Next comes the importance of Panchayati Raj. It brought democracy to the villages. Okay, that all the villagers should have the right to vote. Okay, so these democratic system is looked after by the Panchayati Raj. Created general and public awareness. Okay, so that we should keep our villages clean, neat and clean, sanitation system, we should be educated. So these types of awareness the village the panchayat, they does it. Okay, then especially in the fields of education, health and environment. So we should keep our environment neat and clean, we should keep our village neat and clean. All these types of sentiments were arose by the Panchayati Raj, okay, village panchayats. Then comes the women in panchayats. Now what is the functions of women in the panchayat? The woman has a great function in the panchayat also. Now it makes the political empowerment of women at village level. So the women's role in village panchayat proves that women are politically they were powerful. Okay, and women sarpanches were there. It took bold steps for betterment of life. So women's involvement of the women in the village panchayat, okay, and their leaders are known as women sarpanch. Okay, so it was a bold step taken for the betterment of life. It's participating the women in the villages, in the politics. Then also we will see that issues such as sanitation, education of girls, domestic violence, then alcohol de-addiction, all these are seen. What is alcohol de-addiction? That means a process or a form by which the villagers will be restricted to have addiction to alcohols. Okay, that means the villagers, the sense of certain moral values, they arose in the minds of the villagers, okay, that they should not addicted to alcohols. So these types of works the women do while they are the involved in the village panchayat, or if they become sarpanch. So they looks after the problems of the girls, any domestic violence is there, okay, that they look after. Then involvement, so also they see that alcohol de-addiction is there in the village. So these are the work of the women who are participating in the panchayat. Okay, now this right previously it was not there. You have read in the previous chapter that Emmeline Pankhurst was fighting for the right of the women to participate in the vote. Okay, because at that time women were not allowed to participate in the voting. Okay, so see, after that the conditions of women were improving, and women is having the right, okay, to vote, and also they can become the members. Even in the villages also the women can participate in the panchayat, can become sarpanch, and these are their works. Okay, next they have gained importance. So day by day women is gaining importance. In 1993, 33% of the seats were reserved for women in panchayats. Okay, this led to the election of around 1 million women at the village. Okay, village, block and district levels. So see, improvement is coming day by day, that in 1993, 33% of the seats were reserved for women in panchayats. Okay, and which led to the election of around 1 million women at the village. So these are the improvement of the condition of women in the village and block and district level also. Later on, in August 2009, central government approved 50% reservation for women in panchayats across the country. So day by day, year after year, the improvement of women, we can see that in 2009 also central government approved 50% reservation for women in panchayat. They can be the member of the village panchayat across the country. Okay, so I think you can able to understand the chapter. Go through the chapter nicely and read it minutely. Okay, thank you.